Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation. We are Team Lorem Ipsum. Lorem Ipsum is a national blockchain-driven, private, cloud-based platform for Bangladesh, adopted in healthcare administration. Bangladesh is a populous country with 168 million people, having no centralized healthcare system. The average number of patients per year is approximately 75 million. The lack of an electronic health record storage system plagues the healthcare sector of Bangladesh. Additionally, manual paper-based record-keeping is still a primary feature of Bangladesh's healthcare sector. Corruption like forgery and bribery is rampant. Lack of preservation of health records leads to enormous losses of time and capital. Currently, in Bangladesh, there is no information about the number of people suffering from a specific disease or the number of vaccinations a person has had. Every report, result, and vaccination record is paper-based and can easily be lost, hidden, or forged. Healthcare data breaches are also rampant in the country. An average of 1.95 of 500 or more records were breached every single day in 2021. A few digital records exist, but because of being privately owned, they lack a single truth. Even in countries like the United States, administrative complexity and lack of coordination costs around $760 billion to $935 billion each year. We can only imagine what the figures are in Bangladesh. An elegant solution is necessary to solve all these problems, hence presenting Lorem Ipsum, a national, blockchain-driven, private, cloud-based platform adopted in electronic health record system of Bangladesh. Lorem Ipsum is a blockchain-based platform that would be able to store a ledger of records of every citizen's medical history. The blockchain-based identity ledger will be able to store all the medical records of every citizen in their own profile. The profile will be viewable to only the patient, and the patient can share their profile with their current doctor or insurance provider, helping the doctor provide a better diagnosis, while the insurance provider will be able to check if the user is eligible for certain claims. The patient can share his or her ID with close relatives to handle emergencies, but this will not give them access to the patient's health data. Every test and vaccination report will be uploaded to the patient's profile whenever the results are out by the diagnostic center that conducted the test. The doctors will be able to upload their prescriptions on the patient's profile as well. Lorem Ipsum aims to eliminate all fraud, breaches, and delays tormenting Bangladesh's healthcare sector. Lorem Ipsum ensures a fast, streamlined process. A patient can access their data by logging in through the user application. They can permit doctors and diagnostic centers to access their health records. Doctors can both read and write on these records. From the doctor's side of the user application, they can view the previous medical history of the patient and issue prescriptions and reports. Diagnostic centers, on the other hand, can upload diagnosis to the patient's profile. Additionally, insurance companies can view the patient's profile and check for eligibility for insurance claims. Any additions to the patient's data will have to go through the consensus protocol of Lorem Ipsum's blockchain platform. Only after being verified, the new block will be broadcasted and added to the blockchain. Lorem Ipsum outmatches current manual processes, even centralized digital systems in many aspects. Lorem Ipsum ensures the same record in all places with fast processes. It is impossible to corrupt the records as they are digitally signed and stored in blockchain. As the entire system is decentralized, failure at one point will not compromise the entire system. Naturally, the question may arise, why is our system needed anyways? Let's take a look at some facts. Globally, more than 100 million patient data have been exposed due to data breaches. Because of miscommunication between doctors, $10 billion worth of losses are incurred. In Bangladesh, due to the lack of a central health ledger, we lose 140 million outpatient visits to over 3,000 public and private hospitals. Our system wants to change the status quo. Lorem Ipsum is compliant with all global data privacy standards, including GDPR. It helps to reduce redundancies and increase the standard of our healthcare industry, thereby increasing the standard of healthcare in the entire country. With Lorem Ipsum, we are looking at a large potential market. According to the World Health Organization, the health sector makes up 3.5% of the GDP of Bangladesh. From ESP costing estimates, we can assume the net infrastructural and logistical costs to be about 8.5% of the industry's worth, and operating costs are about 70% of that. The potential net worth of our market would be about $45 million US. There are 75 million patients who need healthcare services every year. A solution like Lorem Ipsum will be massively influential for both users and the government. Hospitals and diagnostic centers will benefit from better management of data. For health insurance providers, the system will serve as a massive boost as they can look at and evaluate eligible candidates and stop insurance fraud. Researchers can use our anonymized medical records to make predictions and forecast health anomalies. Now let's have a look at our partners. Lorem Ipsum is ultimately a government-owned solution, so the health ministry will operate and maintain the system. The National ICT Ministry will be a key partner in customer validation. Other health institutions will also perform operations, regulations, and maintenance of health data. Licensed intermediaries will help to implement the system and better adapt it to the local area system. Lorem Ipsum uses Hyperledger Besu as a node and smart contract component. Besu uses Ethereum client, bringing the power of Ethereum in a private network. For consensus, Besu leverages proof of authority based on IBFT 2.0. It leads to quick validation of blocks and effective block synchronization. Data is stored in a private IPFS network, which is a distributed file storage system with upgradability and manageability. Blockchain as a service is created using Kaleido, as it can be used to build and maintain a permissioned blockchain. Kaleido simplifies Hyperledger Besu development, making it possible to create powerful blockchain networks and digital assets in a fraction of the time at a fraction of the cost. Front-end application is built using Ionic to achieve interoperability. Hyperledger Firefly is used as the API. The patient's health record is considered an asset. The initialized digital data is stored in Hyperledger Besu through smart contracts. The assets are registered or created when new health records are inserted. Data upload will be done via a common user interface that handles both genomic and metadata uploads to the IPFS and Besu nodes. Data upload on-chain is done by invoking smart contracts. For images of diagnostic reports, the original image will be stored on IPFS, and the content ID will be stored on-chain. Lorem Ipsum will use Kaleido Cloud services for network deployment and storage services. The diagram highlights the governance system of Lorem Ipsum. The blockchain is a private permissioned blockchain. Large hospitals, both public and private, act as supernodes, and smaller hospitals act as the light nodes. Supernodes host the entire copy of the chain and act as validators. Light nodes only have the Firefly supernodes. Light nodes are not installed on user applications as they only monitor or record transactions on the chain. User applications, instead, act like digital wallets. Any data added to the chain always needs to be validated by supernodes following proof of authority consensus. All communication is conducted through a secured channel using end-to-end encryption, and data privacy is also maintained. Let's take a look at the different interactions between different entities in our platform using the read-write access control matrix. As we can see, patients can read data and will be able to authorize writing access to doctors and diagnostic centers. Patients will not have writing permissions as they may upload fraudulent data. On the contrary, doctors can read general patient history, previous prescriptions, diagnosis, and reports. Doctors can write prescriptions and diagnoses on a patient's profile. Diagnostic centers cannot read data, but only upload reports. Insurance companies can read patient data to identify valid insurance claims. Hospitals can write patient data during onboarding and first checkup only. All these interactions are subjected to authorization from the patient. The patient ID will be shared among the entities when authorized. The patient ID itself cannot disclose anything regarding a patient's personal information. A patient can share this ID among relatives during emergencies to approved doctors and diagnostic centers. To ensure trust, onboarding can only be done by administrators. Lorem Ipsum is a blockchain-based technology that leverages a proof of authority based with state replication over multiple nodes properties. Hyperledger Besu provides fast validation and synchronization on the blockchain. Distributed file systems using IPFS can provide high-volume storage and throughput. Our system will have a significant social and economic value proposition for users. The health sector of Bangladesh is hugely corrupted and is filled with malpractice. Lorem Ipsum aims to reduce this corruption and malpractices by eliminating the middlemen and increasing overall transparency. It aims to save people's lives by reducing time and hassle for both doctors and patients. It is a state-of-the-art system where patients can claim themselves as the owner of the data, solving privacy-transparency trade-off. Efficiency and value of healthcare is improved by streamlining the manual process. Our economic value proposition will reduce overall government costs and overall costs. It simplifies the claiming process and expedites the medical billing process. Lorem Ipsum provides several layers of security against social engineering attacks and network attacks. Lorem Ipsum's social benefits are strongly aligned with SDG Goal 3, which focuses on good health and well-being. The benefits of our technology strongly align with the goal of improving healthcare, providing universal healthcare, expediting health finance, and reducing documentation time. Lorem Ipsum also aligns itself with SDG Goal 1.4, 5.6, 9.1, 9.b, 9.c, and 16.5. It believes in equality in technological access and universal healthcare. Our aim is to alleviate societal issues regarding reproductive health prevalent in third world countries. Lorem Ipsum aims to drive technological development of the nation and neutralize corruption in healthcare sectors. What we are trying to achieve is a distributed, digitalized system which alleviates issues plaguing the manual process. Our success can bring great socio-economic benefits for the country. Lorem Ipsum can improve medical research data collection and will protect anonymity. It can greatly aid the pharmaceutical supply line and provide the government with the means of administering vaccines precisely. Lorem Ipsum will face local and foreign competitors, but the international competitors are infeasible for Bangladesh, while the local competitors lack anonymity and have no blockchain-based solution. They lack the strict privacy guidelines which Lorem Ipsum champions. If our interface is difficult to understand, intermediaries may arise, so we might have to introduce licensed intermediaries to help adopt the system seamlessly. Lorem Ipsum could be facing several types of risks. Implementation risk could come from digitizing records and corrupt officials. We can solve it by ensuring transparency and refining rules. Technical risks can arise during training the officials in this digital system. Training courses have to be run to establish a digital signature or identification system. Operation risks can occur due to the system being compromised. To overcome this, rigorous testing and parallel runs have to be done in the first year. Finally, there can be a massive social risk as Bangladeshi society is impervious to change, so we will use licensed intermediaries to make the transition smoother. The revenue model we plan to use are mainly the direct sales model. Health insurance companies, hospitals, and diagnostic centers can have 1 month's free trial, after which they will have to pay a yearly subscription fee. Citizens of Bangladesh will pay a one-time boarding fee of 50 Bangladeshi taka. They will not have to pay any membership fees. Payments can be done using popular online payment methods. The business model canvas summarizes our entire business model in a single slide with all the revenue streams and cost structures. The key partners are mentioned alongside value propositions. Public hospitals and diagnostic centers will be our primary channels from where our system will be distributed. Meanwhile, insurance companies will be our third distribution channel. The fourth distribution channel will be the citizens of Bangladesh themselves, as they will be the owner of the electronic health record our system aims to provide. Looking at timeline distribution in the year 2022, we plan to finalize our prototype and test the system. Meanwhile, the project will be deployed on a small scale. A functional and non-functional testing is to be completed by fall 2023, and we will start to deploy the system for wide adoption in the second phase. In the full deployment phase, technical and other details will be handled. Finally, from post-2027, Lorem Ipsum will be fully deployed with a maintenance framework for regular evaluation. Lorem Ipsum can be scaled up in several dimensions. Our solution can be a point of interest for pharmaceutical companies looking for an efficient network for distribution, where we create smart contracts for prescriptions. Secondly, we can prevent the government's huge capital loss due to vaccine mismanagement by implementing a smart contract-based solution where we only target vaccination advertisements to those who have not received vaccination. Lorem Ipsum can scale up to be a federated data market, where after preserving patient anonymity, health data can be used for research purposes. Lorem Ipsum offers a simple, secure blockchain-based solution to the inefficient health management system in Bangladesh. It offers a strong architectural foundation which supersedes any digital system. It has significant social values aimed at fulfilling social development goals. The risks that the system faces can be reasonably mitigated by counteractions. With huge market potential and eager partners, our solution can easily be the next big breakthrough in Bangladesh's digital economy.